Hello everybody, welcome to another video on Mental Mint. Today we are going to talk about cell transport, active and passive transport. So first, what is cell transport? Cell transport is the transport of materials between cells across a selectively permeable cell membrane. And, to say that really simply, it is how materials are transported from cell to cell or from cell to the liquid outside of the cell. So what are the types of cell transport? First, there's passive transport. Passive transport is the transport of materials across cells without using ATP energy. This is with the concentration gradient, from places with high concentration to places with low concentration of either solvent or solute. Solute can be like sugar or salt or glucose even, and solvent can be water. So for example, when somebody sprays some perfume in the room, the smell goes from that place where that person sprayed the perfume, which has a high concentration of the perfume, to places with low concentration of it, which is to other places of this room. And active transport is the transport of materials across cells using ATP energy. This is against the concentration gradient, with places from low concentration to places with high concentration. That will not really happen in actual life, but it can happen in cells. First, we're going to talk about passive transport, types and examples, and how it contributes to cell transport, or how it's part of it. So, types of passive transport, there is simple diffusion, which is basically the example that I just gave of the perfume spreading out across the room. With the cell membranes, if the cell concentration outside of the cell is higher than that inside the cell just naturally spreads into the cell membrane and into the cell, so that both places have the same concentration. And for facilitated diffusion, this is the process of diffusion through protein channels in the cell membranes. These are proteins that are kind of large openings. This is only for large molecules like glucose. They can't just diffuse through the phospholipid layer of the cell membrane, so they need to go through the protein channels. Osmosis. This is the process of water moving across a selectively permeable membrane, the cell membrane in the human body, which is. The water also goes from a place with high water concentration to a place with low water concentration. I know that's kind of strange because you rarely just say that the solvent concentration is high or low, but yeah. So remember that the solute sucks. Yeah, solute sucks. It sucks all the water to where there's more solute. Let's get into some details. This is the difference between simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. So as we see here, simple diffusion spreads across this phospholipid layer of the cell membrane. So this is just naturally going through, and it doesn't need any help. Facilitated diffusion makes large molecules go through the protein channels in the cell membrane. So this is the phospholipids, and this is channels of protein that these large molecules can squeeze through and get inside the cell. Yes. Now, it's osmosis, which is really important. So osmosis is when the concentration of solute is different on the two sides of a semi-permeable membrane. The water moves to balance the concentration on both sides. So from this to this, look, the concentration is now the same, and the water flows to make this happen. And Now it is active transport, and this is simpler and it uses ATP energy. It goes from an area of low solid concentration to an area of high solid concentration. So for example, when the cell needs to get rid of waste, it sends a vesicle to the cell membrane and releases it. This is called exocytosis, which is this picture right here. So this is a vesicle. It moves the cell membrane, attaches itself to the cell membrane, and becomes like this, and becomes part of the cell membrane. The protein or some other molecule wrapped inside it just goes out. If it needs to get protein with some other molecule, the cell membrane opens up and forms a vesicle made of cell membrane and wraps the molecule and gets it in the cell. It might be like a little... I said it like different. So let's just say this is endocytosis. Times go from right to left for some reason. Okay, time. Okay, and this vesicle made of cell membrane just sucks this molecule, wraps it around, and sends it inside as a vesicle. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and please put a like and subscribe below, and we have another episode of more advanced cell transport. So I'll see you next time.